As the title says, this is a gig review, my first one, for Defenders of the Faith 3, with Trivium, In Flames, Ghost, Rise to Remain, and Insense. And I'll show you my ticket there. I actually didn't have a ticket for this gig before I went. I was planning on going, but I didn't have a ticket. So, but my mate Will, who I went with, did have a ticket, so he was alright. But, you know, I was crapping myself, thinking that, you know, I wouldn't be able to get in, because, you know, maybe no one was selling tickets outside. But luckily, there was a couple of guys selling tickets outside, cheaper than what my mate bought it for from the official website, so I got quite a good deal on them. But yeah, okay. The first band, called Insense. They're from Norway. I'd never heard of them before, and but they really blew my mind. They were actually really good. They're kind of like, it's kind of a mix of styles. They don't really sound like anyone, but yeah, they were really good actually, surprisingly enough. Usually, you know, the first band really isn't that great, but yeah, they were actually surprisingly very good. The second band were Rise to Remain, which I'm not really a big fan of. I think a lot of people just listen to them because, you know, it's Bruce Dickinson's son. Everyone's like, oh, you know, we have to listen to these guys because, you know, it's Bruce Dickinson's son, blah blah blah. But I really don't think they're that good. I just think, to me, they just sound like any other, you know, metalcore band, or they're kind of boring. They kind of, you know, they bored me a lot during the gig. And, you know, I've heard it all before, that type of thing. There's not really anything new with those guys. And there's a lot of people, you know, with Maiden t-shirts on, and I was just thinking, well, you know, compared to Maiden, obviously they're not going to be anywhere near as good as Maiden, but it's you know, you think Bruce Dickinson's son, he would actually be in a good band, but, well, in my opinion anyway, they're really not that great. And I went not a fan, and I left still not a fan of Rise to Remain. So unfortunately I didn't really enjoy them that much. They're okay, but I didn't really enjoy them. I was more looking forward to In Flames and Trivium. And then the next band was Ghost, who I bought their CD quite a while ago, because I heard of them in Terrorizer, and yeah, they were really good. The musicians sounded perfect, like exactly the same as on the CD, and the singer, this creepy old guy, dressed up as like an undead Pope dude. He's got a really good voice. He sounded perfect throughout every single song. He didn't even screw up one note. It was fantastic, really good. But of course there's a little scene kids there, and little you know, skinny tight jean wearing fringe people, who I like to call them, and they were just complaining basically about Ghost. I could hear people around me complaining about Ghost just because, you know, they didn't have any, you know, they weren't heavy enough, or there was no screaming in the music, you know, that type of thing. And I was just like, just shut the fuck up and just enjoy the music, you know, you bought a bloody ticket. But I'm not contradicting though what I said earlier about Rise to Remain. It sounds like I am, but you know, the only person I'd have a few words with my mate Will and say, oh, you know, Rise to Remain weren't really that great, were they? And we were just like, nah, the little kids here enjoy them, you know. And then of course after that it was In Flames, who were fantastic. Yeah, it's just that sometimes when I go to gigs, it doesn't actually sink in, you know, that I'm seeing these bands, the bands that I love, until I'm actually there. It's just like, wow, I'm actually here seeing, you know, In Flames and Trivium again. The first time I saw Trivium was 2006. They were supporting Maiden at Manchester, MEN, but I didn't enjoy that as much as this one, because back then that's when the Crusade came out, and I was pretty disappointed by the Crusade, because Ascendancy and Ember to Inferno to me are a masterpiece. And then I heard the single We Are the Fire, or anthem We Are the Fire, in school, and I was just like, what the hell is this? This isn't Trivium, from Ascendancy. And I was like, oh, well, maybe the rest of the albums, maybe quite good. But I bought it on the day it came out, and I wasn't really impressed. It was okay. It wasn't really the Trivium that I grew up loving. It was, well, you've probably heard it anyway. But yeah, it wasn't my favourite Trivium album. But I'm glad that they've gone back to the more Ascendancy style. Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly like Ascendancy. There's a couple of songs that would have fit perfectly on Ascendancy from the new album, but I'm not complaining. It's a good album. But yeah, sorry, In Flames. Yeah, they were fantastic. I really like their new album. A lot of people complaining that they've started going softer and stuff, because their new video single is got soft and it's not getting screaming in it and stuff, so it's just like, well, bands they grow, don't they, so they're going to change the sound a bit, because they don't want to be bored of doing the same thing over and over again. I've just contradicted myself again. With Trivium, they changed the sound, but again, that was then, and I think they were just going through a massive, we want to be, the next Metallica type phase, and it's just, they can do what they want. It's their band, but yeah, I wasn't really a fan of them. Like I said, Shogun was okay. I liked that a lot more than the Crusade. I'm just hoping that their next album is maybe leaning more towards Ascendancy than the rest of the albums. But yeah, when Trivium came on, it was ridiculously loud. The crowd were, when they were playing some of the songs, I could hardly hear the guitars over everyone around me singing along, which was really great. Seeing, and Matt Heafy said that every time they come to the UK, it's always a competition between Manchester and London, the best crowds. And he was just trying to say, let's see if you guys can be the loudest, and beat out London for tomorrow night. I think that was Sunday night. They played at London, and yeah, he basically said that we were the best. We were the best crowd of all of their gigs this year, which was pretty cool. But yeah, they were pretty awesome. They played a lot of stuff from Ascendancy, especially a couple of songs from Ascendancy that they've never ever played live before in the UK or before anywhere, which was pretty awesome. A few of my favourites, and yeah, that was really, really awesome for them to do that. I think they've just realised now that a lot more people, they got a lot more better reviews from Ascendancy and Ember to Inferno. I think they've realised now that their first stuff is actually their best stuff. So like I said earlier, I think they're trying to lean more towards that now, and now I think they're going to be big again, like they were. Well, they are big, but I think they'll be a lot bigger if they go back to the original stuff, original sounds. I wanted them to play Ember to Inferno, but they didn't. I was like, a bit. It's a shame, but it was alright. I think they played what's it called? Well, in my opinion, it's the worst track on Ascendancy. Dying in Your Arms. They played that, and I was like, they should have played Ember to Inferno instead of that. But it's their set list, obviously. They can choose the songs. But yeah, overall, it was a really, really good night. The first big gig I've been to in a while. But yeah, it was pretty awesome. Apart from feeling dehydrated throughout near the end of the gig, because I hadn't drank anything from like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and this finished at like 11. So I just ran straight to the bar at the end of Trivium's set and got a couple of glasses of water. And then me and my friend Will went to well, I went to McDonald's and had a milkshake or something, and then we went to Domino's and shared like a massive pizza, which was pretty cool. And then yeah, we got a lift back, and it was pretty awesome. But yeah, it was a pretty awesome gig. But of course, you know, when I talk about some of the bands, that's my opinion, so obviously everyone won't agree with me, which is cool, you know, everyone has their own opinion. So if you don't agree with mine, then fine, there's no point, there's no need to go in a big, you know, getting all pissed off about it just because I don't like, you know, Rise to Remaining. Let's say you love them, or you hate Trivium and I love Trivium, you know, whatever. It's your opinion, my opinion, blah blah blah. Yeah, so cool. Next video will be, I'm not sure what. I think I might just take a couple of ideas from the other guys around YouTube. You know, That's Not Metal and Tommy from Metal Vlog 666, just showing off some of the CDs that I've been buying recently. I've bought quite a few actually, and I've still got a massive pile up there that's collecting dust. I've been collecting since I was like 13, so I think every couple of videos I'll just show you like 10 or 15 of my CDs from my collection. Got a good mix, you know, black metal, death metal, metalcore, you know. I used to like deathcore. Actually, all my deathcore CDs are under the bed because I really don't like deathcore anymore. I've just really gone off it. It just bores the hell out of me now, and yeah, so not a deathcore fan anymore. But yeah, cool. Yeah, so look out for the next video, and thanks for watching. Cheers.